All right, this is how to get clients using your videos for any niche. People pay $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 for this information in a form of coaching programs, and I'm going to just give it all away to you here for free. The reason is I'm a strong believer that information shouldn't be gatekept. Everything you need to know is already out there on the internet, and all people like I really do is curate the information and put it into one place. So instead of you spending hundreds of hours on YouTube or getting the 4 years of experience that it took me to get here, I'm just gonna give it all to you away for free. Enjoy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First of all, I want to start off with 3 quick wins right away so you get some value from this little free course that I put together for you. Number 1, content is a game of margins. What do I mean by a game of margins? Well, there's 4 main things that feed into making content better and higher quality. And I'll dive into those 4 things here in a little bit in this course. But what I want to point out is that even a 1 or 2% increase in any one of these 4 things will increase 20, 30, 40% of the views that you actually get in the video. So you're competing with people on social media within your niche, but not only within your niche, really everyone on social media for attention, and how you can keep the attention on yourselves instead of your competitors or even other creators is by creating content that's quality. Gone are the days of quantity content, the teachings that Gary Vee used to teach of post 15 times a day and then you'll get more attention on yourself. And that's because now attention has been democratized. So the higher quality your content is, the more likely you're going to get attention on yourself, the more likely someone will know, like, and trust you, the closer you'll be to get someone having a purchasing decision and actually buying something from you. So keep in mind, content is now a game of margins where you compete on quality. Number 2, negativity always wins. And this translates into 2 different places. Number 1, in the phenomena called loss aversion within behavioral economics. If you've ever heard of this famous experiment, you'll feel more devastated losing $5 than you'll feel happy finding $5 on the ground. In the same vein with videos, you're more likely to watch a video that says, here's 3 things you want to avoid before you do XYZ thing, over watching a video that says, here's 3 ways to get XYZ thing. The second place this translates to is either validating or going against someone's opinion. And going against someone's opinion is always an incredibly powerful way to get more views. It's known as being controversial, where you essentially go against a very popular or commonly held belief. And when you go against someone's commonly held belief, they're much more likely to comment, start a debate in the comments, start putting hate in your comments, and all of that leads to more engagement for you, which means more attention for you. And little side hack, one of my favorite places, if you're in a broad enough niche, this doesn't count if you're a SEO digital marketer or something that's super niche, but something that's more of a broad topic, one of my favorite places to look for unpopular opinions is the subreddit Unpopular Opinions, where you can go there and there's about 4.2 million members and it's constantly being updated. I mean, here's one that was posted 5 hours ago. Eating at a restaurant is a bad experience and not worth the money anymore. I'm sure that would probably make a pretty decent content idea. You can always hit the top part here where it says hot and even break it down by today, this week, this month, this year, all time. All right, so great place to actually create content ideas. Just search for your niche in the search bar. And number 3, get ManyChat. Honestly, if you don't have ManyChat already and you have a business and you're creating content, what are you even doing? And even if you don't have a business, ManyChat's just such a great way to get more views and more attention on yourself. It gets you more views, more engagement, more sales, more people DMing you. Just a fantastic product overall. And at the time of me recording this, April 19, 2024, there's really no other product on the market that can really compete at the same price point. So just go get it. It's like $15 a month. Connect it to your Instagram and we'll talk about how to use it a little bit later in this video. Now, moving on. Why listen to me? Let me tell you why. I've been in the content game now for 4 years, and I have a company called Nomadscast that you can check out here, where we've worked with over 150 brands, specifically with content marketing and scaling their personal brands across not just Instagram, but Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. All of these brands that we scaled all have more followers than me. We're not a fly-by-night content agency, these people that are offering you edits on Instagram, or those annoying people DMing you saying, can I send you over a free video edit? We're not those people. We've been in this industry now for 4 years, coming up to 5, and I've been obsessed with our video marketing product every step of the way. Every step of the way, I've put our product above my following. I've put our product and our clients above every single thing that I've done. That I've iterated and iterated with blood, sweat, and tears to get to where it is, to know where I am right now, to be able to be an expert enough to be able to make a video like this. And even though I give you the A to Z playbook here of the content funnel that we generally use, and I consider probably the best funnel out there, this is a very quick video, and I could talk for days about every small thing that I cover in this video itself. Just know that we were obsessed with our video marketing product, and it's permeated throughout the industry, and it led to a ton of referrals. And because of that, well, I've built a network of higher level marketers, some who have interviewed on my podcast, if you want to go check that out. The podcast I haven't made itself in over a year, but I mean, I've interviewed Iman Ghatzi, Pat Flynn, Dan Locke, a lot of big marketers in this space. And there's no other content agency out there that's made $500,000 last year and pumps out 5,000 plus posts a month for clients across all of social media and not having a followership built up. And for those of you who don't believe me, let's go to my Stripe account here. $500,000 made between April 2023 and April 2024. And again, look at my followership. Okay, so it can definitely be done, and everything I'm about to teach you, you don't need a big account for. If you look at all those people that teach you these content marketing secrets, all usually have big accounts, and they promise you, hey, you can get your account this big as well. Well, secret here, you don't actually need a massive account to be able to get the results that I've got. Yes, 100%, it definitely helps. You want attention, you want traffic, but attention is now democratized. You can have 0 followers and get 100,000 views on your first video. And if you can get 100,000 views on your first video, that's 100,000 people that are coming in as traffic, seeing your offer, seeing who you are, knowing, liking, and trust you, flooding your inbox with leads. So we've been obsessed with client results from the beginning, right? And I've used my platforms as a testing ground, which if you scroll back on my Instagram, which is why you'll see so many different styles over the past 3 years. And I've actually archived quite a few different posts out there as well. I think before I started archiving, we were sitting at around 700 or 800 posts, but forget that. We actually just started going all in on my brand mid-March. And after building a team of 24 people within Nomads Cast, here's a screenshot of my Slack. I won't open it because a lot of our client data and stuff sitting there. And after doing cool shit like this, like a speaking engagement at Palm Beach Atlantic where I was talking about content marketing, I finally went all in on my personal brand. So what I'm about to teach you here is from my 4.5 years of experience of making a killer product, learning from other titans in my industry and combining in the best parts and the worst parts and cutting away the things that don't work and keeping the things that do, and obsessively iterating a product that gets views even with shitty edits, which I'll show you here in a second. By the way, newsflash, you don't need a fancy editor. The number one content funnel that I've learned from all of those lessons, I'm going to give you the overview right here in this video as a free training, beginning to end. I'm not going to charge you $5K. Let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to break it down into parts. Part 1 being understand what makes a video go viral, and that is, again, quality. That's it. That's the most important thing, period, in 2024. Not quantity, quality. I'm going to tell you about a famous psychologist named B.F. Skinner. And what B.F. Skinner did was have the Skinner box where he took a rat and put it in the box. And he had a lever in the box. The rat would start scurrying around and accidentally hit that lever. And when he hit that lever, a piece of food came down the chute. So the rat was like, oh, okay, if I hit this lever, there's going to be more food. And over the next few days, the rat kept hitting the lever and more food started coming out until one day, B.F. Skinner changed the stimuli from being food to an electric shock. So the rat went in, hit the lever, and this time the rat got shocked. And it was like, wait a minute, where's the food? So the rat hit the lever again and got shocked again. And eventually, after a few shocks, the rat completely stopped pulling the lever. Think of the lever as someone's finger on social media. Every single time they swipe up, they're going away from your content, and you're training them, conditioning that human being to swipe away from future pieces of content. Same way, if your content's really good and high quality and they watch the video and they think at the end of that video, oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing this person on my feed again. Then you're going to train them to watch the video and not swipe away. And therefore, when you show up on their feed again, they will watch the video. So it does so much better for your brand to create less quality pieces than more quantity pieces. Okay? And what makes a quality video? If you really actually want to be taken seriously, and I'm assuming if you're watching this, you do, then you don't want to be creating memes. You don't want to be dancing on camera. You don't want to be doing read those caption videos or making a faceless channel. You need to be sitting there with your face in the camera and focus on these 4 things that make a quality product. Number 1, topic/idea. It needs to be actionable or opinionated, valuable within your niche, and you want to show your face. Number 2, your script. Okay? For those of you that say, oh, I should just wing it on my video because I would sound inauthentic, well, you're not going to sound inauthentic. You're just going to sound like you're wasting people's time. Video is just copywriting with more variables. And the good thing is it's not live television. It's not a conversation with a person in real life. It's legitimately something that's pre-recorded that can be perfected in every variable control to make the highest quality product possible. Think about it. I mean, would you write copy on your website that's just you being natural? Of course not. Treat video the same way. Number 3, fundamentals. And this isn't spoken about enough. All these video editors focus on making fancy edits. But if your fundamentals suck, the video edits aren't going to do anything. Even the best video edits in the world aren't going to do anything. Your fundamentals include lighting, video, tonality, your body language, anything of your physical presence, and anything that makes whatever you're doing look really, really damn good. And I know it's ironic that my camera quality and my green screen probably doesn't look good at all right now. But to be honest, I'm in the middle of moving places and the new place will have a studio set up. So if you're watching this in Maytub time, you're probably seeing a much higher quality setup. And number 4, video edits. Video edits are the dressing on top of your video. At most, they are 20% of the reason that your video does really, really well. And when you focus on video edits, the only thing that you want to focus on is visual depictions. How can I make this video easier to consume and create visuals that make it easy for the audience to follow along so that they know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this training here, I'm not editing because I just want to get the concepts across, but the visual depictions that I'll be showing are different tabs that I've opened up here. You don't need a fancy video editor. I'm going to show you an example here of our client, Dr. Tim, who's been with us for nearly a year now. So take a look at these videos, and because my desktop app doesn't actually show the views, when I hit the Reels tab, I'm going to just show it to you here. This is the most recent videos, by the way. 105,000, semi-viral 26K, and then another one at 145,000. All within probably the last 2 weeks. So that video is this one here. Look at the video.
For your aquarium, part 2. Snakeheads. These are aggressive fish. They eat everything. They're invasive. Yes, they're pretty.
I want to point out visual depictions. He says they're pretty, and it's a pretty fish.
But they're really not a tropical.
No, not tropical
Fish you should be keeping. Secondly, consider not keeping piranha.
Literally shows a piranha.
Very popular in the Midwest, illegal in some places, but they're piranhas. Third, channel catfish.
It's a catfish.
Years ago, when I was just a kid.
Okay, I hope you get the idea. Pretty edits are not important. Visual depictions are. Or if you can't visually depict something, especially if it's conceptual, just leave the edits out, okay? Now, I can go really in-depth into this because each one of them I could write a whole book on. We're just gonna move on to number 2 here, because if you want to know more about what really makes solid content, there's plenty on my pages and other free resources I have on my page as well that you can look into and then focus on making your video quality better. Or, I mean, you could just book a call with us and I'll walk you through it step by step. Number 2, before we talk about the client acquisition process here, what you also need to know is content strategy. If you're someone that's trying to build a personal brand as a coach, consultant, course creator, expert of any kind, there's really only 2 types of content that I would focus on here in 2024. 1, actionable, valuable content within your niche that builds goodwill in the marketplace, and you try to make it as valuable as possible. If you see my actionable content pieces, they're always tied in with something free that even extends that value more. That's how I make my videos even more valuable than the average person. I try to give something that's actionable step by step in that video, and then they can expand their knowledge on that video with something outside of the video. Okay, that's actionable, valuable videos in niche, on brand. Number 2, free thought content that's meant to validate or go against someone's opinion, that's controversial, that's realigning beliefs, or you're even sharing insider information in a valuetainment way. You can be flexing your Rolly and then talking about something, or you can show your nice new car and talk about something, okay? This is where free thought conversation comes in. And with free thought clips, you never want to be talking at someone. So here's what I mean by that. There's something called the observer to authority spectrum. And on the observer side, what you're doing is talking to someone else, imaginary or real, and the audience is watching into your conversation. And on the authority side, you're talking at the audience, trying to teach them something in a way that paints you as an authority. Okay, you want a mixture of both. And all your video content lands somewhere on this spectrum, okay? It's not a black or white thing. And especially if you don't have a brand built up yet, I would always try to err the wording and the verbiage of what you said towards the observer side, using things like, I learned this thing from XYZ, or I saw this famous influencer do XYZ, and here's how I stole their strategy and you can steal it too. Words like that. You want to err on the side of the observer continuum, and then as you start to grow your brand, you can start going a little bit more and more towards authority. But either way, I suggest both in your content strategy. Now, how can you pull that off? With the actionable, valuable content, that's literally things like what I did right here, where I had a video with a ManyChat sequence, and then from there, I got an extension of value. So whoever's watching this right now, this is my extension of value. And the way that you can do free thought videos can be done as comment response videos, where you ever see like those TikTok videos where there's like a comment and then someone's talking into the camera and they're addressing the person who put the comment there. Or you can do podcast clips, but fake podcast clips, also real podcast clips, but fake podcast clips where you have a mic like this and you're turned this way and you're just talking to some imaginary person, and audience that's watching the video feels like they're watching into a conversation here. And then you also have your reaction videos. You ever see those videos where someone is watching a video here and then they look up at the camera and they just start reacting to what was in that video itself? The audience feels like they're talking about this video and not telling them to do something. And that's where your free thought clips come into play. You still want your free thought clips to be scripted because, again, going back to the reason, video marketing is just copywriting with more variables. Also, these type of content pieces, especially when you don't have much of a brand built up and you take a valuetainment angle where you're entertaining the audience but also giving them value, which again comes from reaction, podcast, flexing, going against or validating someone's opinion, they'll actually get a little bit more views than your authoritative content, but they'll lead to less leads. And vice versa, the authoritative content will paint you more as an authority figure and lead to more leads, but probably get less views. By the way, real quick here, if you don't know what cadence to put out these two content pieces, I would do 50-50, unless you have an odd number, where I would have one more actionable, value-oriented piece than I would have a valuetainment free thought piece. Now let's move on to the sexy stuff, the reason that you're actually watching this video, which is organic client acquisition. And it comprises of 5 components. Number 1, optimizing your profile. Number 2, ManyChat, especially for where most of you guys are right now when watching this video. Number 3, content. Number 4, appointment setting. And number 5, having a legitimate product that actually helps people. If your product's dog shit, I will come after you. The last thing that we need is the market being flooded with more dog shit products. So if you're a business coach and you've never owned a business before, or you're a copywriter because you passed AP Lit in high school, your product sucks. And you're way better off just creating a service that you can provide to people at a lower rate because you don't have the experience and you're essentially just taking grunt work off someone else's plate. Why? Because consumer trust, person-to-person trust, is at the lowest point since the invention of the internet. Making money in business is earned, and earned by the value that you give back to the marketplace. And if you're not giving value, there's no shortcut, no hack, nothing that's going to get you there besides straight good old experience. So get that experience, iterate your products, and then sell something that's good. Otherwise, use this client acquisition method here where you take the grunt work off someone else's table. Moving on, the first thing you want to do is optimize your profile. And I will use my profile here as an example. Picture of you, shoulder length up, keep the background color as something that's on brand. You want at least 4 highlights, tips, results, your personal life or about me, etc. And then your unique method, your mechanism, your service, whatever it is, you would put that here. Results is just going to be testimonials. You guys can check mine. I have tons and tons of them, and tons I still need to add, to be honest. Podcast, I just added as an extra piece where it gives me a little bit of social proof because I've interviewed people in the space that are fairly big. Then I have my life, which is just personal life stuff that you can always check out. And then my bubble funnel method, which is our unique method here. I keep that as a highlight cover. And then tips, I just give tips. And this is a fairly newer one, so there aren't that many tips, but anytime I have tips, I just add them in. Next, your name. For your name, you want your full name. You want keywords related to what you're offering. Okay, in this case, I do content marketing for coaches or experts or course creator, I mean, really anything in that expert realm. So that's what I have here. Then your first line should be what you do or what you help with. In this case, I help coaches scale with done-for-you content machines. The next line after that should be some sort of social proof. In my case, 500 plus million views across 150 clients helped. Next, your call to action. So scale your coaching program, free training, in my case, where you can go watch the YouTube video that actually break down the entire bubble funnel step by step. I would suggest also in your case, possibly doing something along the lines of a YouTube video or a Notion template like I'm doing here. Just give something free away, okay? If you feel uncomfortable giving something away, it's something good to give away. I felt very uncomfortable giving all this information away, but I got tired of people charging $5,000 to $10,000 for all the information I just gave you here, so I gave it away, okay? If you're doing that and it gets you uncomfortable and it probably even pisses some people off, you're on the right track. After optimizing your profile, buy ManyChat. $15 a month subscription, and then set it up. Now, we actually don't use ManyChat. We use Go High Level Automations. Go High Level is just an overly expensive software compared to ManyChat. I pay $500 a month for it, but it's also our CRM. It's also has SMS and email, etc. You don't need to get yourself lost in these details, but this is a very similar flow to what we do here on ManyChat. And on ManyChat, we're going to build an automation here together. Okay, I don't have any automations active, obviously, because I have my automations sorted on Go High Level. But let's go ahead and build one together. You're going to want to press New Automation, and then you're going to want to press Convert your Instagram into Sales. Then after that, Set Up Template. This is a trigger, and this is what happens because of that trigger. So in this trigger here, what you want to do is press All Posts or Reels, not a specific one. But you can't press All Posts or Reels unless you update to the Pro version. Okay, so in this case, we're just going to set it up for a specific one. Next, you want to add the keywords. So in my case, it was viral. I like to add other variations of that keyword as well. Lowercase, first letter, uppercase, and then all uppercase. Then press continue, and then you can actually vary up the replies. So if you ever look at how my content looks like when it comes to replies, it'll automatically send a response. Legend, check your DMs. Cool, got you, check your DMs. You're going to want to set these up as those auto replies. I'm just going to leave these as it is now, but you can change them up. Press save. Then from there, you set up your trigger. Now, you change up to your reply. And with the DM that's sent, you can actually vary this up. And depending on what your free thing is, in my case, it was this free training here that you're watching right now, I would just add the link to this. Website URL is a YouTube video that someone could watch. This is a Notion template with a YouTube video on it. Just really the link to whatever you're sending them, and this is the message, okay? And that's how you would do that. So once you've set up ManyChat, then after that, you're going to want to create content with ManyChat automations as a CTA, and you'll end up getting 3 types of leads. For those of you who don't know what CTA is, call to actions. ManyChat automations as a call to action would be something like saying at the end of the video, and comment viral below for a free 1-hour training. You want videos like that where you tell them to comment the keyword below, whether it's in the middle or at the end of the video, so that this automation using ManyChat can automatically DM them a training. And what you'll find when you do that is A, you'll get more views and engagement, but you also get 3 different types of leads. Number 1, inbound. Number 2, outbound. And number 3, keyword leads. Inbound leads are leads that message you because your content is so damn good they just want to find out more about what you do. Number 2, outbound leads are leads that you message or an appointment setter because they followed you after seeing your content. And there's something called speed to lead in the marketing world, which is you want to send a message as fast as possible to somebody after they follow you, usually within 5 minutes or less, because there's like a 30 times less chance of someone responding back to you if you wait a long time. I forget what the exact numbers are, but speed to lead here. Someone follows you, send them a message back and start a conversation. And number 3 is keyword leads. Leads that come from comments on your video using these ManyChat automations in order to get something high value from you for free, just like you did when you're watching this. As a side note here, I'm going to point out a law that I like to call the law of investment. Other people call it the 7-11 rule, but the idea of the law of investment is the longer that someone spends watching your content and thinking about you and applying the things that you're teaching them and anything else with you in their mind, the more likely they are to know, like, and trust you and create a purchasing decision based on that fact. And Google calls it the 7-11 rule, which is someone has to watch 7 hours of your content and get 11 touch points from you before they purchase anything. But I don't believe you need 7 hours of content consumption. You just need around 7 hours of just someone thinking about you or doing something that you taught them or consuming the video of you for about 7 hours. And this is why I put such a stress on actionable things, because not only do you get the 1 minute of investment from them from watching the video, you also get the whatever amount of time of investment it takes after they actually go and apply what you taught them in that video. And perhaps they spend some time thinking about it. And that all totals out to 7 hours. They're much more likely to know, like, and trust you and purchase something from you. So now you have your 3 types of leads. Number 4, you want to set appointments. What you want to do is just be human and genuine. They've already consumed your content. They already know somewhat about what you are. All you want to do is find out if they're qualified, as in, are they someone that you can help, and then set the call. And no, you're not being annoying, because these are people who show genuine interest in what you do. If you know you can help them and you have a good product, again, a good product, you're doing them a disservice by not reaching out. Every entrepreneur I know that's high level is consistently spending money to save time and learn more. In fact, I spent $10K not even a few weeks ago for a program that I'm in currently. And if they aren't open to hopping on a call with you, it's usually because of one of 3 reasons. Number 1, they're in scarcity, so they hold every dollar to their chest and never grow. And note, I didn't say broke. My operator Ryan, who's actually here right now, got into a program for $5K and went into debt. Literally maxed out his credit cards simply because he was driven enough to want to learn more. That's the mark of a higher level entrepreneur. Number 2, they don't trust you enough. And the way that you build trust is through content. And number 3 is what you do isn't relevant for them now or probably ever. Okay, those are really the only 3 reasons that someone wouldn't hop on a call with you. Not the reasons that someone wouldn't buy from you, just not hop on a call with you. And of course, there's a million other small micro reasons. Perhaps you're injured in the hospital or something. But those are the 3 big, most common reasons. And you can't control this. All you can do is control the inputs. And your inputs are content and sending messages. So at the end of the day, be human, be genuine, send voice notes, send videos, send photos, be clear and direct. Don't beat around the bush, but also don't be desperate. Okay, this is a numbers game where one person doesn't respond, 8 other people in the message in the inbox or the followers that you have might respond, and that might actually turn into a meeting and something fruitful for both parties. And number 5, get on a sales call. Now, what I love about sales calls that come from Instagram or from content or from YouTube, that I've taken a lot of sales calls in the past. I think I've definitely done over 2,000, 3,000 sales calls in my life. And I've taken them from every medium. I've ran Facebook ads to a VSL, basically a video sales letter on a landing page. I've done Google sponsored ads. I've done cold emails. I've done Facebook groups. Hell, I've had 2 sales calls come where someone saw a comment on a YouTube video, checked out my website, and booked a call. And there's literally no better sales calls than the ones that you get from content. They know who you are. They trust you. They like you, and there's no BS, no beating around the bush. The show-up rates are like 90% plus, and there's so low pressure. You just have a conversation, see where they need help, see if you can help them, see what they value. Are they going for price, and you're not the most economical option out there? Probably not a good fit. Are they going for specific things that they need, and you offer those things? Probably a good fit. And then just close the deal. Exactly how it should be. Look, this whole thing isn't complicated. It's a funnel, aka a method of taking someone from not knowing you to becoming a paying customer. But the system that we like to call the bubble funnel is the best funnel I've seen and I've had the most success with. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Again, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, because the followers will come, attention will come if you do the right inputs, and then the leads will come and you close those deals. It's not complex, but it is hard work. And if you need some help with it to whatever degree, just book a strategy call somewhere below this video, where I'll personally get on the call, give you an audit, give you the exact framework as it applies to your business. And then from there, if we feel like we're a good fit and you could use my help with it, then I'll make you an offer and we can talk about that as well. But either way, I hope this training gave you as much as you needed to at least get started or kick your butt into taking action. Hope to speak to you sometime soon.